Good morning, Vaqueros. Today is Monday, February 3rd, and it's currently 83 degrees outside. We're coming to you from our Edinburgh studio. I'm John Trejo.
And I'm Leonardo Guajardo.
And this is
Vaquero News.
Campus news,
events, games,
and activities
all in one place.
This is Vaquero Radio,
the Val's student station.
Monday and Wednesday at 11 a.m.
Vaquero Radio,
where
your story begins.
Does Donald Trump has the power to bring back TikTok permanently for American users? Victoria Gonzalez has more details.
President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to delay the federal ban of TikTok for 75 days, but the legality of the decision and the platform's future in the U.S. remains unclear. The order was issued January 20th and was one of the first executive orders Trump signed following his inauguration. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled it illegal for American companies to continue their services with TikTok unless its Chinese parent company ByteDance sells the app to a non-Chinese owner. The ruling enforced a bipartisan law signed by former President Joseph Biden under the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversely Controlled Applications Act after concerns of the Chinese government targeting and manipulating Americans through online applications. The law gave ByteDance 9 months to divest from TikTok or face a nationwide ban by January 19th. TikTok went dark in the U.S. January 18th, a few hours before the ban was initially scheduled to take place, giving users a notification that read, quote, "A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the U.S. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok right now," end quote. The notification gave credit to Trump for working on a solution to keep TikTok for American users. Hours after the app shut down, users were able to access the platform again, and TikTok attributed the president's efforts for its return. During Trump's first presidential term, he advocated for TikTok's ban and signed an executive order on August 6, 2020, which stated that China was threatening national security, foreign policy, and the economy. This time around, Trump said TikTok was worthless if he didn't approve it, as he sat in the Oval Office January 20th while signing executive orders. He added the U.S. might have a joint venture with TikTok. The U.S. Supreme Court upheld its decision on TikTok earlier this year. According to the U.S. Supreme Court, the only two ways to overturn a decision is to have a new ruling or by changing the law. According to the American Bar Association, an executive order is a written policy directive issued by the president. Since it is not legislation, Congress does not need to approve them, nor can it overturn them. Associate Professor for the UTRGV Department of Political Science, Andrew Smith, said executive orders are not supposed to supersede any acts of Congress, and added Congress has given no indication to challenge the order.
And given the fact that the executive has been left with no leeway on ignoring the ban or not, President Trump's executive order is not supposed to override Congress's stated intent and passage of law. So if no one is really challenging the executive order, then the executive order winds up having the force of law even if it shouldn't. I think it gets at a bigger issue of the checks and balances system and the ability of a president to simply ignore the law.
If the executive order is challenged in court, Smith said TikTok would shut down if the court said the president is not above the law. However, if the court decides the order is fine, TikTok would remain active until it is bought.
And there's also the still battle over TikTok, issues of freedom of speech, and whether Congress, in trying to claim national security threats from TikTok's current ownership structure, are stifling a platform that can allow people to spread alternative viewpoints that go against the government narrative. It gets into issues of the ability of Congress to tackle social media. It also gets into, is it politically a wise thing for Congress to override the wishes?
Smith added because the president is a populist, a power dynamic that focuses on what's popular with the public, it is in Trump's best political interest to prevent TikTok from getting banned.
But it's something he can use to be like, I listen to the people, unlike these other politicians. I did what was popular with the public, even if no matter what Congress said, you should keep voting for me.
Professor for the UTRGV Department of Informatics and Engineering Systems, Ha-Sheng Li, said like any other app, TikTok has its own vulnerabilities to security risks.
So people, some hackers can make use of that. Even the Zoom right now we're using, they have vulnerabilities. Some people already posted the leaked recordings online to show that Zoom is not safe either. So that's same for every apps. There's no exception for that. So I don't think anything special for TikTok. They have their problems too. So we just need to use them properly, try to maybe enforce some procedures, right? That's maybe the better solution.
Assistant Professor for the UTRGV Department of Informatics and Engineering Systems, George Castillo, said there might be a growing concern of privacy, given that TikTok is associated with a foreign entity.
They might try to push some type of misinformation, propaganda by simply manipulating the algorithms that they use to collect all this data and process this data. The influence of, foreign countries, essentially you don't want any type of data to be in the hands of someone else, right? Some foreign party.
With the main point surrounding national security threats to America by the Chinese government, Smith said there are questions if Trump has been compromised by foreign governments.
So if a man that called TikTok a national security threat is suddenly turning around and actively support it, then that could raise questions about whether the Chinese government has compromised the president.
Lei highlighted one of the main points of the TikTok ban is how data is manipulated and managed. He said as long as those issues are taken care of, the US should be okay with any app.
We shouldn't be afraid of some app. We should be afraid of how we use them, who use them. That's something we should care. Instead of ban some particular app, I don't think it's helpful. So the solution is to take care of them, how to use them, right? Regulate them. We use regulation instead of simply banning it. By banning any particular apps, I don't think we have a strong, foundation legally, to do that. It's just something unethical, right? Unfair, to be simple.
A survey conducted by the Pew Research Center in March 2023 showed 46% of individuals ranging from 18 to 29 opposed the TikTok ban, while 71% of people 65 and older supported it. Smith said Trump allowing TikTok to stay in business will be highly popular, considering a lot of younger people were not in favor of the ban.
And that's one of the things I think President Trump could cite, at least in the political battle, is, I'm doing something popular. This is something that a lot of Americans want. So, I should be able to do it versus the idea of, well, just because the public wants something doesn't mean that you have the authority to override what Congress has deemed law, what's been signed into law.
Smith said the president may find a buyer that will at least listen to his demands. If Trump does not like the content on the app, then there is nothing stopping him from placing pressure on the company to take it down.
There's nothing that stops President Trump from going to them and saying, I did this for you. I want you to take down these accounts that have been so critical of me or else. And, most of the time that's going to work as a credible threat.
If Trump were to have this order go into effect, Smith said the president can ignore the law if he sees fit, seeing this as a dangerous precedent for the balance of power between the executive branch and Congress.
If the president is simply allowed to defy law, is this investing too much power in the hands of the executive and giving the executive the green light to possibly ignore more laws because he thinks he can get away with it? And you don't want any one body in a democracy to have that ability or to have that feeling that they're above the law.
TikTok's privacy policy states it collects users' data such as image, audio, device, and user information, as well as cookies, metadata, and location. Lei said most people don't read through the full policy, making users unaware of what their data is being used for, adding privacy policies should be more transparent to users.
Instead of hiding the policy in a long description nobody read, I think that's something we can improve. If we believe TikTok has some special or harmful privacy policy, we can require them, right, to make it more stand out.
Smith said if Congress stands up to Trump or if the ban is enforced, companies who continue to allow users to download TikTok may look at possible lawsuits and fines. Because TikTok is owned by a foreign nation, Lei said some people may feel unsafe. He said he believes the app's infrastructure is the same as other platforms because they have the same cloud service structure, a virtual server that stores data and runs applications, according to Microsoft Azure.
They have people monitor it every day. You just need to handle that. Don't blame the technology. If you feel that data is not secure, then just put secure in your cloud server. If you think that their infrastructure needs improvement, then you can enforce improvement.
Castillo said there are not many federal regulations for TikTok, but if the government were to implement something such as a General Data Protection Regulation, a privacy act in the European Union that protects personal data, then it would create a precedent for regulation.
I mean, regulation is good to a certain extent, but if you start to over-regulate and opening those doors, then how do we know that it's going to stop with TikTok?
Smith said if the president is successful in getting a buyer that pledges not to track Americans and sell user data to foreign governments, then this could be a good sign the national government is protecting Americans from adversarial foreign governments. He added by banning the app, Congress can set a precedent of apps who want to operate in the U.S. to respect people's privacy and data. Smith also said a worry among tech advocates is that the law might lead to more internet censorship, regardless if the national security concerns were legitimate or not.
Setting up a situation like what you have in China, where social media apps are heavily censored by the government, where some websites just won't load it at all. So the idea is that the Supreme Court is giving Congress too much leeway in using national security concerns to stifle freedom of speech. Does the president or Congress get to use national security so broadly that all of a sudden it can shut down social media platforms simply for saying something mean about the president or about Congress or something like that? I mean, where does it end?
The extension for TikTok ends April 5th. This is Victoria Gonzalez for Vaquero Radio.
The UTRGV University Recreation Center will host its annual Die Hard Orange 5K event. Here's Jasmine Espinosa with the story.
The UTRGV Rec Center Die Hard Orange 5K will take place at 8 a.m. Saturday at the Harlingen Clinic Education Building to promote wellness and tradition. The University Recreation Program Coordinator, Gilberto Lopez, said that the run aims to promote people to keep up with their health.
This is going to be our third annual 5K this year in Harlingen. It's a color fun run where you can take your kids, your family, your dog. You can walk it, you can bike it, or whatever it is that you want to. We just host this 5K to kind of promote health and wellness and to get our UTRGV community out there and stay healthy.
Clinical Rehabilitation Counseling grad student Matthew Huerta said that he will be attending the event with his family and hopes to enjoy the outside view while running.
I'm actually excited since I know we're now in a generation of prioritizing mental well-being and physical fitness. I'm excited to meet other people. I'm taking it like a networking event, but also like a physical benefit for myself and for my family.
Lopez said he encourages people to bring attire they don't mind getting dirty.
We encourage folks to bring some clothes that they don't mind getting dirty because they are going to be spraying some paint on them, but the paint does wear off. It is cornstarch.
Lopez said students can sign up using several different ways.
They can go to utrgv.edu/UREC and they can sign up through there with their student email. We'll have day of registration from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. It's free for students. We do have a fee for faculty and staff, which is $20.
To register, visit the UREC website. To cheer on participants, visit ez.utrgv.edu to sign up. For more information about the Die Hard Orange 5K, email urec@utrgv.edu or call 882-5869 in Brownsville or 665-5969 in Edinburgh. This is Jasmine Espinosa for Vaquero Radio.
The UTRGV School of Medicine will have its first research series. Here's Celeste Cruz with the story.
This is the first time we've done this series, and actually we're pretty excited because we've been wanting to do it for several years.
The UTRGV School of Medicine is conducting its first research medical series with the help of the Office of Faculty Affairs, aiming to expand its students' and faculty's knowledge. Director of Research Administration for the School of Medicine, Jennifer Kahn, said the medical research series will help UTRGV grow and bring exposure to the Rio Grande Valley.
The faculty make sure that they know what are the newest developments in their area of specialty. By actually doing research themselves, they're contributing to the field and they're working with our patients in the valley, right? So helping develop new medicines, new treatments, and making the practice of medicine stronger and helping the reputation of the university grow and gain more respect and exposure for the Rio Grande Valley.
Assistant Professor in the Department of Pediatrics and the Assistant Dean of Faculty Development, Beatriz Tapia, expressed excitement toward the medical research making a difference in the Valley.
What excites me the most about medical research is the opportunity to make a difference, specifically in the Rio Grande Valley, where we have a lot of opportunity and need for those that have many health conditions that are acute and chronic.
She said the research series provides the School of Medicine faculty, students, and residents the opportunity to know they can serve the community. Tapia added it can also help advance scholarly work in the field of chronic and acute conditions. Khan explained her initial thought process for creating the medical research series.
When we started talking about this, I was a little bit daunted by the thought of doing a series. But everyone I contacted asking if they would share their expertise jumped on board. So what it confirmed for me that we have the resources at the university, that everyone wants to share those resources and get the word out.
Tapia said the research series sessions are recorded for those who missed them.
If they're able to attend these sessions online, great. And if they're not, because of the different circumstances, work or other things that may limit them in attending, they could view these on our continuing medical education portal, which is a professional portal that faculty and medical students and residents can attend to view.
Students who are interested in attending the medical research series can access the sessions through the education portal. The next session is scheduled at noon, Tuesday via Zoom. This is Celeste Cruz for Vaquero Radio.
The UTRGV University Recreation Center has a special activity just in time for Valentine's Day. Here's Jasmine Espinosa with the story.
The University Recreation Center will host its Climb for Love event from 3:30 to 9:30 p.m. Friday, February the 10th through the 14th on the Edinburgh campus. Student assistant for the University Recreation Center, Juan Zemero, said this event helps students engage in teamwork.
Our Climb for Love event is an event that we have here at the Edinburgh Recreation Center for our climbing wall. We're basically incentivizing people to either climb together for our date climb option. So they're climbing up our rock wall, can join together with a rope attached to their harnesses. So they have to climb up at approximately the same time. So it's to help promote teamwork, camaraderie, that sort of thing.
Education senior Ariel Ayala said she attended this event before with her partner.
I've done it with my partner. It's really fun. Whenever you fall, you kind of have to support them. And then if you complete your route, you get a rose.
Zemero said this event is not only for couples, there is also a challenge for single individuals as well.
And then we also have a blind climb as well, just so in case if you're by yourself and you still want to get a rose, you can climb up blindfolded. It's completely safe, just adds a little bit of extra challenge.
Visual education sophomore Brandon Vivere said he also enjoyed this event in the past with his friends.
It was mainly with me and a group of friends, and it was a lot of fun getting to you're completely blind and you just don't know what the wall is, don't know what the holds are and all that kind of stuff, and it's really difficult, but I managed to get up to the top with the help of my friends.
Zemero said if students are not experienced in rock climbing, this is a way to get involved and get active.
And if you have climbed or you're looking forward to the event, it gives the extra incentive of you get a rose in order to give away or keep for yourself.
Vibra said this isn't his first experience rock climbing, and he recommends this event to students.
I've been rock climbing for about a year and a half, ever since I started coming to UTRGV, and it's been really nice. It's been such a great experience, and I recommend people coming here.
Zemero said Climb for Love is a form of health and wellness for students.
The University Recreation Center as a whole, it provides to the students a place of stress relief. We're out here promoting wellness and through our various forms. The climbing wall is just one of those various forms. Some people love the climbing wall. Other people enjoy our group fitness classes, such as yoga, boxing. We're including Pilates this semester.
For more information about the Climb for Love activity, email urec@utrgv.edu or call 665-5969. This is Jasmine Espinosa for Vaquero Radio.
The UTRGV Center for Innovation and Commercialization will host its annual business competition. Here's Celeste Cruz with the story.
We have had a couple of success stories in the past.
The UTRGV Center for Innovation and Commercialization will kick off its annual business plan competition, where student entrepreneurs can pitch their ideas for a chance to win money. Manager for the Center for Innovation and Commercialization, Stephanie Mendez, said, "For students who are struggling financially to get their business started, the competition is a way to do it at no cost."
The number one problem that they have is, well, there's no money to get started. So we hope that through the competition, by them winning and placing, they get, of course, the money. And then even if they don't place, at least they get to have the confidence to feel like they are entrepreneurs.
Program coordinator for Center for Innovation and Commercialization, Natalia de la Garza, mentions there have been success stories in the past from the competition.
As we had this student, she was actually one of our student employees, participated in the Big Idea competition, won, and then was eligible to participate in our Blackstone's Idea, like national competition. She won there, and then from there, she applied to the Texas Business Hall of Fame and then was selected as last year's awardee.
The business competition requires students to create their business in the Rio Grande Valley. They are eligible to join as long as the business is not commercialized or a franchise. De la Garza gave examples of other ideas that can also work for the competition.
It could be like if students are working on projects in the lab, they could, those, like, let's say like the engineers that they're working on their capstone project for like their graduation. And then, like, let's say they're inventing this really cool product as a class project, they could enter the competition.
Mendez said the competition is a door to success and opportunity.
It helps the student in different ways, right? So you have the skills building, also being able to pitch correctly. They get to understand, what the audience is looking for. In terms of competitions, it gives them credibility, right? So after they win one, and credibility and confidence, I would say. So after they win the first competition, right, it gives them an opportunity to try other competitions that are similar.
Lori Simon serves as the Director of Entrepreneurship, Innovation, and Commercialization for Center for Innovation and Commercialization. She said participants receive help throughout the competition via workshops.
We have informational workshops to provide the information of what the competition is all about and what to expect. And then some of the things, the tools that we provide Live Plan, which is an online platform, business plan platform, which allows them, the participants, to be able to create a business plan, as well as provides a template for the pitch competition itself.
In addition to the life plan, the participants also have mentors. Competitors can meet with mentors to gain confidence in pitching and their business plan to the judges. Applications are still open to students who are interested in joining the business plan competition. To apply, visit utrgv.startuptree.co. Applications close at noon, March 3rd. This is Celeste Cruz for Vaquero Radio.
And McClain goes up and throws down a monster dunk. That fires up the UTRGV Fieldhouse.
Now time for Vaquero Sports. The UTRGV cheer team is ready to fuel the audience with energy and school spirit for Beyond the Sidelines. Leonardo Guajardo has the details.
My name is Michaela Saldana, and my name is Randy J. De La Garza.
The high energy and performance driven by the UTRGV cheer team brings enthusiasm to many college and athletic events happening on and off campus. Leading the team for the 2024-25 season are captains Michaela Saldana and Randy J. De La Garza. Born and raised in Edinburgh, Saldana's excitement and love for cheer has allowed her to improve her skills and deepen her understanding of leadership. With 2 years of high school cheer captain experience, De La Garza's passion and experience has shaped her into a confident and dedicated leader. Now, at UTRGV, Saldana and De La Garza share joy and dedication to cheer and help them guide the team to success. De La Garza discussed the hardships that come with leading an energetic, driven team.
Any cheerleader you'll meet is a super driven person, a super competitive person, and they want the best. They want their best skills to be the best that they can be, but they also expect that for everybody else. So with that being said, whenever you get a bunch of people who are the same type A personality and they want to like go-getter, super driven, super competitive, that's whenever people start getting a little like high intensity at practice.
Saldana explained her journey in broadening her communication skills to connect and lead the team better.
For me, it was a different experience because in high school I was not a cheer captain, so it was a bit of a learning experience. I would say it has a lot to do with trust. You gotta consider yourself part of the team and not make yourself feel any superior than anybody else. You just gotta listen to what they say and take into consideration everybody's feelings. It really is a I trust you, you trust me process.
De la Garza said the goal she carries to every event is her commitment to never dropping a stunt.
My goal is to never drop a stunt at a game because I'm just I know I've done this at practice so many times for us to feel comfortable to do it at games.
Saldana said the team's stunts and performances increases crowd participation at athletic events, leading to a bigger outcry in support of UTRGV's student athletes.
For me, it's getting the crowd involved. Very fun to see when you have the crowd engaged with you, and it's nice to see people smile and yell with you. It's really encouraging because we have such a huge role in sports and we don't see that unless somebody yells back with us. It makes what we're doing worthwhile.
With many eyes centered on the team, De La Garza said it is important to keep her composure and avoid any pressure that will lead her to drop a stunt.
For the stunt part, I would say just don't think about it. Just try and do what you usually do, go through your same routine. For performing, I would just say just keep a smile on your face the whole time. And it's also comfortable to know that your team's there with you.
The cheer team spirit goes beyond athletic events, showcasing its skills at the national level and representing UTRGV at the Universal Cheerleaders Association College Nationals. This spring, the team is looking forward to competing at the National Cheerleading Association, also known as NCA. Saldana explained how the competition would require a shift in the team's usual performances.
We would normally go into a game day division that would include signs, props, megaphones, a lot more cheer-based. Yelling. This other competition we're going in a performance division that would be including stunts, tumbling, a dance. It's less sign work, but still the same amount of crowd engaging. Just a lot more with facials and a lot more with being sharp and hitting stunts.
The cheer team will continue practicing to enhance its skills to prepare for NCA, as well as upcoming athletic and other events. This is Leonardo Guajardo for Vaquero Radio.
Newton runs straight back. There's a crossing route. McCaffrey. Touchdown. That's big time.
Good morning, Vaqueros. Here's the sports schedule for this week. The men's basketball team will be hitting the court to compete against Northwestern State University today at 6:30 p.m. in Natchitoches, Louisiana. The women's golf team will be competing at the Texas State Invitational all day, starting today in Blanco, Texas. The women's tennis team will hit the road to compete at St. Mary's University on Thursday at 2 p.m. in San Antonio, Texas. The women's basketball team will compete against Stephen F. Austin on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. in Natchitoches, Texas. Don't forget to bring your student ID to all UTRGV games for free admission and support our student athletes by showing up. This is Leonardo Guajardo for Vaquero Radio.
And now for this week's events calendar.
What's up, Vaqueros? Let's check out all the fun events that are happening this week. Today at the Edinburgh Student Union, we have our monthly Sundays on Mondays starting at noon to 1 p.m. Then on Tuesday, on both campuses' student unions from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., a Mario Kart Deluxe tournament will be held. And on Wednesday, come join us at the Brownsville Student Union veranda to experience Union Unplugged from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then on Thursday, the Edinburgh will be having their own Union Unplugged from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Student Union. Last but not least, on Saturday from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., the Die Hard Orange 5K will be held at the Clinical Education Building in Harlingen. That is the event calendar for this week, Vaqueros. Don't forget to bring your student ID to all UTRGV events. This is Ariana Gallardo for Vaquero Radio.
And now, for this week's campus weather report.
So Vaqueros, here's the weather forecast for this week. We start the week off with a high of 83 degrees and a low of 64 degrees. Tuesday will have partly cloudy skies with a high of 85 degrees and a low of 67 degrees. Wednesday will be a sunny day with a mix of clouds and with a high of 86 degrees and a low of 66 degrees. Thursday, there will be some clouds in the morning that will clear up to mainly sunny skies for the afternoon with a high of 87 degrees and a low of 68 degrees. Friday will be mainly sunshine with a high of around 85 degrees and a low of 68 degrees. Please dress accordingly to these weather conditions. This is Alejandro Lopez for Vaquero Radio.
That is the newscast for this week.
Remember to read our news articles every week on our website, utrgvradio.com.
Tune in to Vaquero Radio through our website or download the Radio Garden app to listen wherever you are and enjoy the best DJ shows around campus. Remember to check out our YouTube channel for the latest news from UTRGV and the Valley.
Our weekly newscast will also be broadcast at 11 a.m. every Wednesday.
Join us next week, same time,
same place. Only at Vaquero Radio, the Valley Student Station.
Thanks for tuning in, Vaqueros. Be sure to saddle up at 11 a.m. every Monday and Wednesday for another newscast.
And as always,
V's up!